Hey guys, sup? Welcome back to another video, and today we're gonna talk about multiple things. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. I gotta also do something real quick, bruh. Where is it? Where's my music? All right, cool. Now we're gonna be chilling. Don't forget to subscribe; it's free. You guys unsubscribe in the future. Not gonna waste any more time. And let's hop right in. So today we're gonna be talking about EULA's Constellations and how you will not need to get her to C6 for her to be disgusting. Obviously, when you get a C6 character, it'll make them more disgusting, but I think that personally you don't need a constellation on her based off of the scaling of her skills and how if you build her right it'll be fine. If you build it right, it'll be fine. So now let's go on to Honey Hunters and let's check out her constellations as of currently. Right now, as we can clearly see, we can see the constellations all C6. Okay, let's read them so you have an idea what they do if you guys don't know them, and then I can explain to you why you would and why you don't need it. So every time Eyesight Vortex's Grimheart stacks are consumed, EULA's physical damage is increased by 30% for 6 seconds. Each stack consumed increase the duration of this effect up by 6 seconds to a maximum of 18. So each time you consume a stack from her E, the Grimheart stacks, the EULA's physical damage is increased by 30% for 6 seconds. This is a good constellation. Not even gonna lie. If you were to have or get lucky, C1's really good. And C2 is really good. So a thing that I would recommend, if you were a whale or a dolphin, rather, let's say a dolphin, because a whale could just go for C6. But if you're a dolphin, then you can easily go for that nice C2. If you can. Okay? Only if you can. Next, Lady Seafoam. Decreases the cooldown of Eyesight Vortex holding mode, rendering it identical to the tap. Basically, what this means is that if you tap your elemental skill, that's just a slash. If you hold it, it'll be a longer cooldown because you held it. The tap is 4 seconds, I think, and then the hold is 10. Now with C2, they'll be rendered the same. So every 4 seconds, you'll be able to use a hold or the slash, which will be really nice for uptime. So that's a good constellation. Everything else past it, you really don't need to go for it, but it does increase your damage. So I'll tell you, I'll explain. Increases the Graceful Illumination by 3, that's her ult. That's normal. C4, the Lightfall Sword deals an extra 25% increased damage against opponents with less than 50% HP. Now this is just good for, as I said, more damage. So that you could go for it, but I don't suggest it. C2 is probably the maximum if you're spending. But if you're not spending, C0 or C1 is just fine. And then C5, obviously, Eyesight Vortex raises the E. And then lastly, Noble Obligation, which is C6. Lightfall Sword created by Glacial Illumination. Start with 5 stacks of energy. Normal attacks, elemental skills, and elemental bursts have a 50% chance to grant the Lightfall Sword with an initial stack. So usually you gain these stacks by just hitting the opponent after you release a sword, because there's going to be a floating sword around you and the sword will grow as you keep using EULA. And so what this is saying is that it'll start off with 5 stacks, not 0. Out of, remember, the maximum stacks is 30. And with C6, you're probably going to be able to actually reach it. And with the fact that it says you have a 50% chance of granting a Lightfall Sword energy stack, which basically means if you win, if you have the 50-50, you keep winning them, that means you'll get 2 stacks of energy every time you use an elemental skill, burst, or normal attack. Which is absolutely disgusting, because that means all you gotta do is do 15 attacks, and then boom, you have the maximum stacks, and not 30 additional ones. So C6 will just make it easier to get all the maximum stacks on her ult, because at C0, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna get most of them, but not all of them, unless it's possible and you know how to manage your abilities and timings with auto attack canceling, ability canceling, all that shenanigans. So we just talked about all the constellations. But the reason why I don't think you need to C6 her is because if you look at her scaling, right? For example, you just level 8. If you just build her with good crit damage, crit rate, put a good weapon on her, have good artifacts, you'll be fine. You don't really need to go for any constellations whatsoever. I have a C0 Xiao and I'm almost doing 40,000 damage. Bro, there's people who have C6 Xiao and they do the exact same amount of damage as me. Yes, I did crown my Xiao twice. I'm going to crown him 3 times very soon. But you don't need constellations on your characters just so that you can deal some big PP damage. You just have to build them right. That's all I'm saying. Like, look, if you look at level 8 scaling, these are all, like, basic scaling. This is really good, especially for physical damage DPS. These are just all really good stuff, okay? Her normal attack is pretty high. And plus, also that, she's the second highest base attack in the game. So knowing that, since I have Xiao, he's the highest base attack in the game. Knowing that EULA's second, or close second, to Xiao is insane to me. So, hopefully you guys are excited to pull for her. I think as of now, it's like 10 days. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I haven't checked the wish thing. But all I remember is that on the 18th, she'll be dropping. And as of recording, yeah, it's the 8th. So I got nothing else much to say. But guys, if you like this one, punch like button in the face. Go to join. I'll be seeing you on the next one. And yeah, stay safe. Stay on the grind. I'll get you an impact. And see you on the next one. Adios.